Okay, so that's an engage. Now we're gonna pop it into unbridled. I had to say it that way. Okay. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the all-new Ford Mustang Mach-E GT Performance. Before getting this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this Mach-E. Check out their inventory in the description down below, and if you don't know, they do not charge any sort of markups over MSRP on any of the Ford products, so if you want a great deal on a Ford, reach out to them. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So just like most, not all EVs, this happens to have a frunk, so a little bit of extra storage space here up front, which is really cool. And of course you got a little escape button in case anyone throws you into the frunk of a Mach-E. Now before we go to the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So with the Performance, you have 260 miles of range because this has a 91 kilowatt hour battery pack. Power outputs are 480 horsepower and then 634 pound-feet of torque. Now starting with the hood, you guys can see distinctive lines there on either side, and I love this white metallic paint. We've got the cool Mustang style headlights and daytime running lights here with the Mach-E, and then you guys can see with the blacked out trim piece and the parking sensors, and then Mustang horse here in the center, and look at the grille, kind of a cool effect there. It's not really a grille because it's closed off, but you guys get the point. And then we have this aggressive front splitter as part of this performance package. And putting it all together, you know, a lot of EVs have come out since this originally came out, but I still think this might be my favorite from a looks perspective. Come around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 245, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear as well. And with this performance model, you get these really cool looking wheels. You also get Brembo brakes. You guys can see the caliper there finished in red. We've got these body painted fender flares here with the Mach-E. Notice it says Mach-E 4X on the side for the badge. And then you guys can see the blacked out trim there. And then notice the mirror cap also blacked out as well as the rest of the window trim. And then taking a look at the full side profile, I really like the lines, really sharp looking. Definitely has like a spaceship look. With the key fob, we have our unlock function, our lock function, and then the opening here for the hatch. Bada bing, bada boom. Now when it comes to storage with the Mach-E, it's actually really solid overall. You guys can see we've got a little 12 volt here in the back, and we got a little bit more storage space underneath with the Fix-A-Flat kit. Built-in cargo cover as well, but when you're all done, just press that and it'll lower the hatch right back down. Now taking a look at the taillights, obviously we got the Mustang style taillights here. We have our GT badge there in the center as well, and then you guys can see parking sensors at the bottom. I think it's pretty cool that the roof is all blacked out because again, it kind of creates this cool two-tone appearance, but yeah, overall, definitely dig the look of the Mach-E. Now popping inside, this is probably the most impressive part of the Mach-E. You guys can see really nice material use throughout. Fit and finish is also fantastic. Got a window control there, and I like the door handle release. That's also pretty cool. And then here are the seats for the Performance, really cool. And you guys can see the design here in the center. There's a closer look. Definitely just pops out, especially in person. Legroom here in the back is solid, and then you guys can see we've got some vents here in the center and then some USB action down below. And then headroom's also solid. And would you look at this? We got a cup holder armrest. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see really nice padding, and then look at like the silver trim yet again, and then down below as well. Door handle setup, and then we've got all of our window controls right here with our mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in, and then we have our memory seat function built in, and then blind spot monitoring with the mirror as well. Now this is a horrible camera view, but you guys can see we've got this weird thing at the top of the seat for the Performance model of the GT. Definitely interesting. And then you can see the rest of the seat with the design. Again, pretty cool looking. Power adjustments here on the side. GT logo yet again. And then we got all of our light controls here in the normal Ford fashion. Steering wheel is actually manually adjustable, and then I like this trim here, and then that piece, that also looks good. So taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see really nice padding all around. We've got the stitching there on the center portion, and I like this little part right here. It's like separated a bit. But we've got like our volume controls here in the steering wheel, cruise control as well. It's got adaptive cruise control if you're wondering. And then we have turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock. This is pretty cool. You guys can see it's like a little gauge cluster here, shows us our range, for example. I love how it says ground speed, which is kind of funky, but it's good that it has a gauge cluster. Now in reverse, you guys can see got a bird's eye view that'll pop up. Also the backup camera that has trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And this just has like a general 360 camera system, which it doesn't really need it because it's not a huge crossover, but it's cool that it has it. Now this has Ford's giant tablet, and if I actually zoom all the way out, you guys can kind of see it. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of this, but for 23, it looks like they kind of updated like the icon look right there. And you guys can see all the apps here in the center, and then we got like entertainment as well. It's the thing they have to do with the EVs. They gotta keep you entertained so you forget how much you pay for it. But you've got this whole center thing for like the radio, and then you can see down below for the climate controls as well. And so, you know, overall, I think pretty self-explanatory, pretty user-friendly. Well, I almost forgot. You press this little button right here, and then this is what will pop up with the rest of the menus. So right now we're in the engage mode, and then I'm actually gonna turn one pedal drive on. I meant on! Got the propulsion sound as well. But this is just your general vehicle stuff. So it's no longer like a little Mach-E. I guess it's that tab. So different change to the whole setup, but you know, it is what it is. We got some USB action here, and then you guys can see wireless phone charging pad, some cup holders, and then nice stitching in this portion. Here is our transmission selector, and then you guys can see our parking assist. You got your hazard light button, parking brake, and then GT here on the center console lid, which this is the weirdest center console ever. So I guess that's not the lid technically, this is just an armrest, but it kind of is in the way, so it's sort of not a lid, but a lid. And then really nice trim, also fit and finish on the dash that you guys can see down below. And look at that, really nice looking. And normal glove box. And then up top, we've got our sunglass holder here, and then we have this glass roof, which, yeah, looks pretty good. So, sorry about the glare, but anyways, 2023 Mach-E GT Performance, 400A equipment group, if you guys are wondering, and then the GT Performance Edition, $6,000. This one, total sticker price is $78,790, and maybe I'll learn how to speak by the next video, because I don't know, I'm struggling today. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility of the hood, both the mirrors, do blind spot monitoring, and throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let us set off in the Mach-E GT Performance. Man, so many E's with this. But anyways, I'm a huge fan of this. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know that since I've had a chance to review, you know, the first version of the Mach-E, I've liked it. And this GT, the regular GT version is great. This Performance, well, amps things up a little bit. It did not get traction there at all. It tried, but it did not get traction. We'll actually pull this up. So I'm in the one pedal drive right now, so I know it's slowing down. I'm not doing that. That's all one pedal drive, which is pretty cool. But let's actually put it in the whisper mode. So smoother acceleration and steering. Yeah, steering's actually a little bit lighter. So this is 100% charge, but it says 231 miles of range. Huh, could be because of the cold. That's the thing about EVs, is you do lose quite a bit of range in the cold. Okay, so finally getting up and moving. Again, we're on the whisper. It's still just, when you go full throttle, even in whisper mode, it still struggles to get traction. You can hear the tires going, but hey, that's what happens when you get instant power and instant torque. What I will say is though, the quiet mode's definitely more relaxed. I want to do engage for a little bit and see, I just want to see like the difference between the drive modes, because electric cars, it's usually a little bit more pronounced because of how much power you get within each drive mode, and then obviously the adjustment to the steering and everything. Super quiet interior. Obviously there's no engine noise. Like I can like hear myself breathing, kind of awkward. You guys probably hearing the GoPro. I'm just kidding. But anyways, or only kind of. Yeah, good torque obviously. Pretty quiet as well with the overall experience. I do get a little bit of tire noise. It's not bad though, by any means. Yeah, one pedal drive. I'm such a fan of that. You know, frankly, I kind of wish that, you know, more vehicles were just, not necessarily electric, but hybrid, so that you could have more vehicles with one pedal drive. Because once you drive vehicles with one pedal drive, it's something that's just, I don't know, it's really fun. It's fun to have. Look at that, by the way, solar octane TRD Pro Tundra. Cool looking pickup truck. Okay, so we're gonna do one acceleration here to see how it goes. Okay, so that's an engage. Now we're gonna pop it into unbridled. I had to say it that way. Okay. Man, this Mustang might be a one-trick pony. See what I did there? So like, just like most EVs, except for like the Tesla Model S Plaid maybe, 0 to 60 is great. And like 0 to 20, 0 to 40 is crazy. But once you get above 60, I mean, that's not slow. Let's see if it feels any different in Engage. Like, that's not slow by any means, but it definitely doesn't feel as punchy as, like, you know, an ICE car that has this amount of power when you're at highway speeds, if that makes sense. Because I own a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 that has 470 horsepower, so 10 horsepower less than this. And I can tell you, when I punch it on the highway, it punches harder than this does. So, yeah, kind of interesting there. But still, I mean, super fast. Kind of like the Unbridled. Kind of like the Unbridled. But still really fun to drive for an EV. Most EVs are pretty boring. Yeah, they accelerate quick, but you know, the dynamics and everything with handling are usually pretty bland. But this is actually solid. I still haven't used any range. I feel like that 100% is kind of lying to me. I did a couple accelerations. It should at least say 99% or something. Something's fishy here. Something doesn't add up. Oh man, yeah, at low speeds, it is just so ridiculously fast. It's pretty crazy. So, summing things up, you know, I don't feel like I've changed my opinion on the vehicle itself, you know, the Mach-E GT. I guess that we're just sitting here, oh, the Tacoma's trying to change lanes. I'm like, what's happening here? But yeah, I don't think my opinion has necessarily changed on the Mach-E GT in terms of, like, you know, what I think of this as an electric car. I still think this is better than Tesla. I still think it's better than a lot of the other vehicles in the market. With how it looks, with how it drives, with the interior fit and finish, with the features, I think it's great. However, Ford's kind of getting the short end of the whole tax credit setup right now, because as of right now, from my knowledge, this is considered a car, not an SUV, under the tax credit system that we have currently. So this wouldn't qualify because it's too expensive. Now, I'm sure that Ford will figure out something to make sure this is qualified as like a truck SUV, so then it can go up to the $80,000 price limit, and then it'll qualify. But as of right now, this doesn't qualify. It's a little bit too expensive. So you have to buy a, you know, lower down package on the Mach-E at this point to get the tax credit. But, you know, like I said, maybe that'll change. So I think that's the only thing going against this right now, is until that, unless that tax credit thing gets adjusted, then it makes this, you know, it makes this more expensive than some other, you know, electric cars that people could be comparing this to, even though the performance is, you know, right there with other vehicles in this price range that also don't qualify. Like a Model Y performance, I'm pretty sure that doesn't qualify either. If it, you know, yeah, because it's over 55,000. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about the Mach-E GT performance. That's all. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Mach-E GT performance. Again, a huge shout out and thanks to the Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this Mach-E. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see you.